All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a huge political firestorm brewing in India, and it all revolves around this one phrase, vote, Chori. But this is way more than just a catchy slogan. It's a fight that's putting the very integrity of the world's largest democracy under the microscope. So, first things first, what is vote Chori? Well, it's Hindi, and it literally translates to vote theft. Simple, right? But believe me, this isn't just a phrase they're throwing around. It's become the rallying cry for a massive campaign by India's main opposition party, and their claim that the very bedrock of their elections has been cracked.
Okay, so let's get into the campaign itself. Who are the big players here? Who's pointing the finger and who's it being pointed at?
So you've really got three main groups in this whole drama. First, you've got the accuser. That's the Indian National Congress Party. Then you have the accused, which is the ruling BJP. And then, kind of caught in the crossfire, acting as the referee, you have the Election Commission of India, or the ECI. They're the independent body that's supposed to run the whole show.
And the central accusation they're making is, well, it's both simple and absolutely explosive. The Congress Party is claiming that recent elections, and that includes the giant 2024 national election, were systematically rigged. And get this, the weapon they claim was used wasn't old-school ballot stuffing. No, it was something much more modern, more insidious, messing with the voter lists themselves.
So we've got the general claim, but how exactly do they say this fraud happened? Let's dig into the specifics, because this is where a broad accusation turns into a really detailed breakdown.
I mean, to really get a sense of how serious this is, you just have to listen to the words they're using. Rahul Gandhi did not pull any punches. He called it, and I'm quoting here, "A huge criminal fraud has been carried out on the people of India." Wow. So we're not talking about a simple political spat. This is an allegation of a massive crime against democracy.
And look, they're not just making vague claims here. They're putting numbers on the table. They've singled out just one parliamentary area, Mahadevapura in Bengaluru, and they allege they found evidence of over 100,000 fake voters on the official lists. Just think about that number, in just one constituency. So you might be asking, how on earth do you even get to a number like 100,000 fake voters? Well, according to Congress, it wasn't just one thing. They're alleging a whole pattern of activity. Things like creating duplicate entries on the voter rolls, using totally fake addresses for registrations, and even bulk registering huge groups of people to a single address. And they insist this isn't just a one-off issue, claiming they've seen similar patterns pop up in other states too, like Maharashtra and Haryana. But of course, when you make accusations this explosive, you're going to get a response. And that's exactly what happened. The Election Commission of India has come out swinging to defend not just its process, but its very reputation. And the ECI's response was just as blunt as the accusation. In their official statements, they've called the claims false and absurd. I mean, there's absolutely no wiggle room there, right? It is a complete categorical denial. And the ECI didn't just issue a blanket denial. They went after specific pieces of the Congress Party's evidence. For example, you might have seen Rahul Gandhi holding up a document at a press conference, saying it was proof of double voting. Well, the ECI came right back and said, flat out, that document was not an authentic electoral record. So they're directly challenging the credibility of the proof itself. Okay, so you've got these accusations flying one way, and these strong denials flying right back. So where does that leave us? Well, the Congress Party has shifted its focus to what it's calling the only real solution here, a demand for complete and total transparency. And what they're proposing really boils down to this simple two-step process. Step one, they want the ECI to release all the official voter rolls, but in a machine-readable format, something a computer can easily analyze. And then step two, make all that data public. The idea is that this would let anyone, citizens, journalists, other parties, independently check the list for themselves, to look for errors and potential fraud. And to really crank up the pressure for this, the party even launched a website, votechori.in. It's basically the digital headquarters for this whole campaign. It's designed to get the public on board, show off their supposed evidence, and get people to sign on to this big push for open, auditable voter data.
So, all of this brings us to where we are right now, a total standoff, a complete impasse. And why this really matters is that it's become about so much more than just data. It's about the erosion of trust right at the very heart of their democratic system.
And this slide really lays out the deadlock in a nutshell. The ECI's position is pretty standard procedure. Hey, if you have serious claims, put them in a formal signed affidavit, and we will launch an official investigation. But Congress is refusing. Their argument is, wait a minute, this is your data we're talking about. Demanding an affidavit is just a bureaucratic move to distract from the real issue. So you can see, they're completely stuck.
And that's really the heart of why this is such a big deal. The whole dispute has moved past a technical argument about voter lists. It has now become a fundamental breakdown of trust between one of the country's main political parties and the very institution that's supposed to be the neutral guardian of fair elections. And that leaves all of us with a really tough, really important question. It's a dilemma that gets to the core of any democracy. When the guardians of an election, the referees, are themselves accused of being biased, how in the world do you rebuild public trust in the game itself? How do you restore faith for the millions of people who are depending on it to be fair?